The fire spits and crackles, sending sparks into the night. The crowd tightens its circle, their whispers merging into a restless hum. Shadows stretch long over the ground, moving with the flicker of flames. A gathering of warriors, elders, and seers stands in silent judgment, their faces unreadable, their eyes locked on the one in the center. A lone figure remains still. Shoulders squared, chin lifted, breath steady. The weight of 100 gazes presses against her, waiting for her to bend, to cower, to speak first. She does not. Some eyes burn with rage, others with something colder. There is fear here, laced beneath the murmurs, buried deep in the silence. A voice cuts through the air like a blade. You stole the heart of the ancestors. Do you deny it? A gasp ripples through the gathering. No one has ever dared to stand against him. The question is not truly a question. It is a sentence wrapped in words. The relic is gone. The most sacred artifact, the village's tether to the ancestors, has vanished without a trace. Without it, the land will wither, the spirits will turn away, the gods will not listen. Without it, they are lost. The blame falls easily, like an axe swinging down. A voice rises in answer, sharp and measured, steady as stone. I have stolen nothing. You know this. Laughter follows, thick and bitter. It moves through the crowd, twisting, in disbelief, curling into mockery. Some shake their heads, others whisper their certainty. She is lying. She is desperate. She is doomed. Eyes shift to the warriors standing in the crowd. Familiar faces, ones that once stood beside her. They do not move. A childhood friend looks away, feet planted firm. A figure just beyond the fire's reach smirks, enjoying the moment. No one steps forward. No one speaks her name. A hand rises, and the murmurs die. His voice carries the weight of judgment. Words mean nothing. You will prove your innocence through battle. Excitement stirs, a hungry thing, spreading fast. Judgment will not come from words, but from blood. Figures step forward, slow and deliberate. 7 in total. Each a shadow cut from the fire's glow. Their presence heavy, their silence heavier. The finest warriors the village has known, trained to kill, bound by sacred oaths. Their weapons catch the firelight, eager to taste the fight. Her gaze moves over them, slow, searching. Not fear, not hesitation, calculation, 7 against 1. A slight tilt of the head, a voice edged with something unreadable. A chuckle from the tallest of them. You won't last a breath. The elders nod, sealing fate with a single gesture. At dawn, the battle begins. The ring breaks, but the weight of the moment does not. Eyes linger on the one who did not bow, did not plead, did not break. The crowd begins to move, voices rising again, but one figure hesitates. A glance over the shoulder, doubt flickering in his eyes. Their gazes meet, one uncertain, the other untouched by it. The night stretches long. The battle will be swift. The whispers spread like dry leaves caught in the wind. A name passes from mouth to mouth, some speaking it in awe, others in fear. No one truly knows where she has been, only that she has returned. Some say she walks, with spirits, that the winds carry her secrets. Others claim she wields power lost to the world, a force that should have remained buried. Eyes follow her every move, watching, waiting. The village was once rid of her. Why has she come back? There was a time when her family stood among them, respected and unshaken. The past was kind to them until the night when fire swallowed their home. Accused of treason, they were cut down before the sun could rise. No trial, no mercy. The same voices that now whisper once called for their deaths. The same hands that once reached for hers now remain clenched at their sides. A child had run that night, chased by shadows and the echoes of her mother's final cry. Through tangled roots and jagged stones, through hunger and aching limbs, she ran until her body could take no more. The wild lands do not welcome the weak, but something found her before the darkness could take its claim. A hand extended from the unknown, a voice spoken without words. The past did not follow her there. The world had burned behind her, but something greater lay ahead. The teachings came in silence. The hand that once trembled learned to hold a blade without fear. The body that once cowered learned to move like the wind, to disappear, to strike before the enemy could see. Not strength alone, but precision. Not power alone, but control. The lesson rang in her mind long after it was spoken. Power is not in strength, but in knowing when to strike. Now the village stands before her again, familiar yet foreign. Faces once carved in certainty now waver with something else. Doubt, hesitation. The ghost they cast out has returned, and she is not the same girl they banished. A steady gaze watches her from above, calculating, waiting. He was the one who turned the crowd against her family. He wears no fear on his face, yet a flicker of unease betrays him. A ruler is only as strong as the belief of his people, and belief wavers when the past returns to confront the present. 1. Warrior stands eager, gripping his spear, hunger in his eyes. He does not fear her. He does not care for the past. He sees only the fight ahead. He scoffs at the rumors, the whispers of her strength. She is nothing more than a forgotten ghost. The past does not win battles, but the past remembers. The old seer watches with different eyes. She has seen what the others refuse to acknowledge. The spirits whisper in warning, speaking in voices only she can hear. A name carried by the wind, a destiny that was never meant to unfold. Some things should not return. A childhood friend stands. Among the crowd, gaze fixed on the ground. The weight of silence presses heavy between them. Words unsaid, choices made, regrets buried in the ashes of the past. You could have stopped this. The voice is quiet, but it cuts deeper than any blade. He does not answer. The village gathers to witness the battle, but unease lingers beneath the excitement. Eyes dart toward the circle, toward the girl who should not have come back. If she has returned, what else has followed? If she fights, what will be unleashed? Someone speaks the question that has hung unspoken. What if she's here to take revenge? The circle is drawn, the challenge sealed. The weapons gleam, waiting to be wielded. A smirk spreads where confidence has not yet faltered. The victory is certain, the outcome already decided. Then, in the eye, glow of the fire, the certainty fades for just a moment. A quiet smile, almost too small to notice. But it is there, and for the first time, the ruler wonders if he has made a mistake. The drums thunder, shaking the night. The sacred circle is drawn, its boundaries marked by fire and fate. The warriors step forward, their blades gleaming, their bodies tense with purpose, 7 against 1. The judgment begins, a hand rises, steady, commanding. A single word is spoken, final and absolute. Begin. The first warrior moves like a storm, his spear lunging forward, fast and deadly. The strike is aimed at the heart, meant to end the fight before it truly begins, but the blade meets nothing. A step to the side, a shift so fluid it is almost unseen. The force of the warrior's own attack drags him forward, off balance, exposed. A hand barely moves, a touch, a redirection. The warrior stumbles, his weapon nearly slipping from his grasp. The crowd gasps. The second comes without hesitation, swinging a curved blade in a sweeping arc. The strike is certain, fast, inevitable. The girl bends low, lower than expected, avoiding the gleam of steel. A sharp movement follows, a leg sweeping, a body falling. Dust rises, the crowd murmurs. 7 became 6. 6 became 5. She does not speak. She does not gloat. No wasted movements, no wasted words. Only the fight, the precision, the silence. The old seer watches, eyes narrowing, whispers forming on her lips. This is not the battle of a desperate girl. This is something else, something unknown. Where did she learn this? Another steps forward, but his hands tremble before he lifts his weapon. His gaze meets hers, and in it, memories flash. Laughter, running feet, whispered promises beneath the shade of old trees. You don't have to do this. The grip tightens. The blade does not fall. Move! The shout comes from another, from the warrior who refuses hesitation, who sees weakness as disgrace. The command carries more than anger, it carries magic. The air shifts, twisting like a living thing. Darkness coils around him, stretching, bending. Shadows rise, thick and shifting. Then there are 3. The crowd gasps, stepping back. The illusion is perfect, seamless. No one has ever broken it before. Smirk from the one who cast it. Now she will fall. The 3 move at once, striking from every side. The girl closes her eyes. The world is full of noise, the cheers, the whispers, the wind whipping against skin. But beneath it, something else. A hum, steady and certain. A heartbeat, steady and real. One, only one. The strike comes faster than sight. The blow lands true. The illusions shatter like glass. The warrior staggers, his breath sharp with shock. The crowd erupts. The smirk vanishes. The warriors still standing grip their weapons tighter, their circle closing in. The battle is not over. The one who watches from above leans forward, voice low, unreadable. She is stronger than I thought. The circle holds its breath. The dust settles, but the tension thickens. 7 warriors stand, weapons raised, ready to end the fight. She does not move. Her breath is steady, her eyes unblinking. The fire crackles, but even its heat cannot break the cold grip of fate. A smirk spreads. The fight is over. This is the end for you. The warriors inch closer, step slow, measured. Their blades glint, their muscles tense. The crowd murmurs, waiting for the final strike. She closes her eyes. The jeers fade, the whispers dissolve. The noise melts into nothing, leaving only the sound beneath all sounds, a deep, ancient hum. It begins low, almost unheard, then grows, vibrating through the air, through the bones, through the ground itself. The shift is small at first. A flicker in the flames, a ripple in the dirt, then it spreads. The wind moves differently, curling around her, wrapping her in something unseen. The old seer gasps, her voice breaking. No, it cannot be. A single hand rises, fingers trembling, charged with something beyond sight. The warriors hesitate. The smirk fades. The ground pulses beneath their feet. The crowd stiffens, drawn forward by an unseen force. What? What is she doing? The wind roars. The earth trembles. The hum deepens. She strikes the ground. A crack splits through the air, tearing through the land, splitting the sky with its force. The world shudders. Then, silence, a heartbeat, a breath, a pause before the storm. Then the ground erupts. The warriors vanish in an instant. The earth swallows them whole, the dust rising in thick, choking clouds. Shock waves ripple outward, forcing the crowd back, toppling those too slow to flee. The drumming stops. The flames flicker, struggling against the force. For a moment, the world holds still. Then, nothing. The dust settles. The battlefield stands empty. No bodies, no weapons, no signs of the fallen. A child steps forward, voice small against the silence. Where did they go? The whispers begin. The seers look to one another, faces pale. The old one speaks first, voice trembling. It is the forbidden power. The words fall heavy like stones in water. The power lost to time, buried with the ancestors, never meant to rise again. The old seer shudders, clutching the earth as though it might hold her steady. She is not meant to have it. Eyes turn toward the one who once ruled the circle, the one who once spoke with certainty. His face is pale, his steps unsteady. This is impossible. The weight of fear presses down on him. This was never how it was meant to end. The villagers step back, hands gripping their chests, eyes wide with something between awe and terror. A sword falls, forgotten. A mouth opens, no words come. Even the one who never doubted, never feared, stands silent. She lowers her hand. Her eyes glow with something older than time, something unbreakable, something no one saw coming. The earth still hums, a faint echo of the power unleashed. Dust lingers in the air, caught between past and present. The circle remains unbroken, yet no one moves. Eyes widen, mouths part, but no words come. The silence is heavy, thick, absolute. A child's whisper breaks through the stillness. Is she a god? The warriors who once stood tall now lower their heads. Their hands, once firm on their weapons, tremble at their sides. Even the elders avert their gaze, the weight of knowledge pressing upon them. This was never meant to happen. The voice is, barely heard, a murmur, a fear given shape. The one who once ruled the circle stands frozen. His breath is uneven, his skin damp with sweat. His fingers twitch, clenching, unclenching. This was not the ending he had seen. This was not the story he had written. A glint catches the firelight, a flicker of gold against dark cloth. The movement is small, but the eyes of the people are sharp. The relic tumbles to the ground. Gasps erupt. The heart of the ancestors. All eyes turn. Accusations form before words can be spoken. It was him. The shift is instant. The one who held power scrambles, hands reaching, searching for words. But words are not enough. You lied to us. The crowd presses in, the weight of betrayal heavier than any blade. You let us fight for a lie. The voice carries through the air, filled with anger, filled with hurt. The elders exchange glances, silent understanding passing between them. The verdict is unspoken, but clear. Banish him. The words land with force. The people roar in agreement. The fallen leader stares, disbelief and desperation flashing in his eyes. He takes a step back, then another. But the space around him has already vanished. Hands seize him. He is dragged forward, toward the gates, toward exile. He turns once, looking back, searching for something, pity, mercy, anything. No one stops. Him, the past cannot be undone. The one who stood against him remains still. A voice rises, uncertain, filled with regret. I should have trusted you. He falls to his knees, hands open, empty. Forgive me. No answer comes. She watches him, unmoving. A long moment passes, stretched thin by everything left unspoken. Then she turns away. No words, no anger, no forgiveness. The wind shifts, the dust settles. The exile is gone. The people turn back, eyes fixed on the one who changed everything. She does not stay, one step, then another, moving toward the horizon. The people watch, waiting for a farewell, a parting word. None comes. No one calls after her. No one dares. She came, she fought, she left. A voice quiet, filled with something deeper than sorrow. She was never meant to stay. The wind carries her name into the night, and the legend of Nia the Silent begins. The ground still hums, a quiet echo of the power that was unleashed. The air is thick with something unseen, something neither wind nor dust can carry away. The villagers do not speak. They do not move. The weight of what has happened presses against them like the heat of the midday sun. A pair of small eyes, wide with wonder, gaze up at the one who remains standing. A voice, barely above a whisper. Will she do it again? No answer comes. The elders gather, their voices hushed, heavy with uncertainty. Some glance at the ground, others at the sky, as though searching for meaning in either. She could have destroyed us all. But she didn't. The words settle, hanging in the air like the last. Embers of a dying fire, the one who once doubted steps forward, his eyes searching. There is no victory in his stance, no challenge left in his voice. You had the power to end everything. A nod, slow, certain. Power is knowing when to stop. The crowd stirs. Someone steps forward, voice cautious, uncertain. Where did she learn? This? No answer comes. She does not explain. She does not turn. The question drifts away, carried off by the wind. An old voice, steady and knowing, rises above the murmurs. She is the last of them. The words cut through the uncertainty, through the fear. The villagers shift, looking at one another, searching for an answer in each other's eyes. A savior, a warning, a blessing, a curse. One step, then another. The dust rises, swallowing her form as she fades into the distance. No one dares to call her back. The whispers begin, soft at first, like the rustling of dry leaves. The story is already taking shape, moving through the village like a river after the rains. She was never one of us. She will return. The wind moves, slow and steady, carrying her name into the night. The night listens. The earth remembers, and the legend of Nia the Silent is born.